All right, Sky Squad, we are back in the building and we got to talk about what's going on in the news. Now, y'all know Jen Shah was sentenced today, and let's get into the tea. She was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. Okay, so that's roughly about 78 months or so. Okay, now, of course, the defense was asking for 36 months, but the judge was like, now say what now? Okay. No, because in these proceedings, it was stated that Jen Shah was actually the boss, aka the ringleader, aka the HBIC, aka head scammer in charge, okay? Allegedly. But moreover, I want you guys to know that the judge also stated that because there was like a concern from the judge that Jen Shah's management was there. And the judge basically stated, you cannot profit from this. So if there is a book deal on the table, you might as well take that off the table because you won't be profiting from any of this. Okay? So let's talk about all of these implications and what they may mean for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, as well as we never really talked about the husband, okay? Now, there had been some correspondences that had leaked betwixt Jen and some of her team members. Let me say alleged text threads. But I feel like based on what we've seen online, these look to be true. Now, in these messages, in one message in particular, she indicates that, or she seems to indicate or suggest that Sharif, being a former attorney, okay, could review the documentations, all right? Which is crazy to me because everybody been looking at Jen and wondering kind of to ourselves, well, what did her husband know about this? Because there were other allegations or things that had come up in, I think, 2018, which still leads me to wonder if you know you got some things going on and you at the top of a pyramid or whatever kind of scheme or whatever, what have you, why would you even think that you needed to go on national television at this point? It doesn't make any sense to me. And, you know, in response to her sentencing, she also states that with the help of medication, she has learned the error of her ways. And a lot of this is stemming from, you know, long-term, you know, mental, some types of issues going on, you know, personally within her. And I'm like, I mean, what issues are they? Okay. Are these the issues that need to be handled by a parishioner at a church? Because at the end of the day, she was the boss of this thing that was basically taking money and maxing out the coins from the elderly. It don't make no sense to me. So anyway, that's just to let y'all know, the girl's been sentenced to 6.5 years. I don't know what they're going to do with Salt Lake City. She wasn't at the reunion. So at this point in time, it almost feels like from what I'm hearing, Salt Lake is a bit of a mess at this point. So I don't even know what they're going to do. But apparently, according to the streets, they're set to start filming season 4 rather soon. So I don't know what y'all can expect from that. I don't even know if I'll be watching it. Chances are I won't, because I didn't really watch this season. But because the tea is being spilled right now, I felt like we needed to discuss it, right? So let's move on to Lisa Rinna. As most of you guys know, and we put out a short about it and we danced a little bit about it on, you know, on the Instagram, you know, in celebration, you know, along with Lisa Rinna, because, you know, it was a mutual decision, okay? Mutuals, okay? Radar Online is reporting that there was a $2 million demand for Lisa Rinna to return to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for season 13. Now, let's just look at the evidence here. And again, this is being reported by Radar Online. Let's look at the things here, all right? That would have made her the highest housewife, according to Radar Online, the highest paid housewife of any franchise ever. But I could have swore the people were saying Candy was making $2 million or more or something like that. Who really knows, okay? Oftentimes, it ain't kosher in the business to discuss salary publicly unless it's maybe with your peers in an attempt to make sure that everybody gets they just due, like the cast of Friends did back in the day. Now, a source told Radar Online back in September, at this point, Bravo needs Lisa more than Lisa needs Bravo. She was a star before Bravo and will be a star long after Bravo 2. They said that she wasn't scared of walking away if she didn't get what she wanted. She knows her worth and she knows how to negotiate. And only Lisa is willing to call their bluff and walk away if she doesn't get the deal she wants. While the other ladies are frightened to upset Andy, Lisa is fearless. She's not frightened of him or anyone else. Apparently, this is all coming weeks before, the new season is set to film. Here's the thing. And I've been seeing a lot of this on social media about people talking about this is a mistake. Oh, the show needs Lisa Rinna. It's not going to be the same without her. Well, of course it's not going to be the same without her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe the drama will be a bit more organic and less manufactured with her absence. Okay? That's number one. Number two, Lisa Rinna, I think, has grown stale on the show. I am a fan of Lisa Rinna from her days as Billy Reed on Days of Our Lives, as well as, I think her name was Taylor McBride on Melrose Place. She played a deliciously villainous role on Melrose Place. And she kind of played a vixen type character on Days of Our Lives. Now, with all that being said, yes, indeed, Lisa Rinna has continuously found herself some work, okay? And most of the projects have not been very long-lived projects, and this has been one of her longest projects to date. But I will say this, I think Lisa Rinna became a caricature of herself. Her first seasons on the show, she was fresh. She almost kind of put me in the mind of Sutton to a certain degree, kind of putting her foot in her mouth. And, she just came across as more real and more authentic, maybe a bit melodramatic, and that may be from her soap days, but still, I think she made for a great housewife in the beginning. Somewhere along the way, Lisa Rinna lost her luster. And I think over the course of the past maybe 3 years, it's really shown in the way in which she has chosen to go after certain cast members in quite a vicious manner. So I think the audience has grown a little bit weary of that type of drama, specifically from Beverly Hills, which has remained one of the highest rated in franchises, cities in the franchise. However, it's only so much of the same that we can really take, and they need to keep the show fresh. So, do I think that Real Housewives of Beverly Hills will suffer as a result of Lisa Rinna leaving? Only if the current cast doesn't do what they need to do and get to work, or if they don't hire fresh talent. Personally, I've said it once before and I will say it again. The perfect person to bring in instead, and if you're going to take away Lisa Rinna, is to bring in Tori Spelling. Tori Spelling has a long history, a very interesting history in Hollywood. Not only is she a former actress as well, but she's also had a lot of scandal, a lot of drama going on with her and her family and her marriage and stuff like that. So to me, that's the perfect person to bring in, because we also know that Tori Spelling will also be very open and authentic about her life. The other person that I think that would make a good addition, in addition to Tori, because I feel like both of these people should come onto the show, is Kimora Lee Simmons. Kimora has also had quite an interesting history in the past couple of years. There has been some level of scandal, but there's also been a lot of success on her behalf. So I think that she too would be a great addition to the show, because I think that they both kind of represent two different facets of Hollywood. And I think that they will both bring two very different perspectives to the show that will be very, very fresh. The other thing that I think would be interesting is to see how maybe like a Nicole Murphy would fit into this equation. I don't know if she has any ties to Garcelle or any of the other cast members, but I just think that we thought that Cherie was going to be a bit more spunky than what we actually got. But she proved that, I don't know, something happened and she kind of got lost in the sauce and maybe production just didn't see it for her. But I do think that, she also would bring in quite a bit of scandal as well as a bit of spice to the show in a much needed way. Let me know what you guys think about my casting choices. I also think that it could behoove them to find someone who is brand spanking new. I mean, we took a risk with Teddy, of course. That didn't work out. We took a risk with Diana, of course. That didn't really work out. But we took a risk with Sutton, and that worked out. So it could be that we find a gem, a needle in a haystack, but the casting has to be correct. That's my take on Lisa Rinna leaving. And of course, if I were the network, I would not have given in to her demands for $2 million either, because the drama that she was bringing was not necessarily authentic. It was just mean, vicious, and chaotic. With that being said, that's my take on the shenanigans with Lisa Rinna and Jen Shah. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next